This is another Olympiad question. So we're going to be solving it this way. Firstly, we'll move this to this side and equate everything to 0. So x to the power of 3 over 2, solution, minus 3 to the power of 3 over 2 equals 0. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to apply the law of indices again. That says AMN is equal to AMN. We're going to see how we can split these powers in twos. So we'll say x 1 over 2 power 3 minus 3 1 over 2 to the power of 3 equals 0. Are you seeing that? What does 1 over 2 power 1 over 2 means? It means square root. So we're just going to say x squared minus 3 squared. Are you saying it? To the power of 3 to the power of 3 equals 0. Now, these are polynomials and we're going to solve them using the rule of polynomial. Now, polynomial says a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3 is the same thing as a squared plus ab plus b squared a minus b. All right. Okay, so following this to solve this one, you can see that they are exactly the same. This square root of x represents represents a and all to the power of 3 minus square root of 3 represents b here to the power of 3. And so this is what we're going to use to expand this equation. So we're going to say square root of x to the power of 2. Are you saying that? Plus square root of x and square root of 3. We have plus square root of 3 all to the power of 2, a big bracket, and then we have this one, square root of x minus square root of 3. All right, just like so. Now, square root, having a square outside again, will cancel out. Sorry about this one. Square cancels the square root. So we have our new equation as x plus, this will give us, sorry about that. So this is actually correct as just square root of 3. All right. There was no need for this extra square root here or the bracket. So this is the one that cancels out. So when we multiply, we'll have 3x here, and then this will give us plus 3, and then we have this one as the same thing, all equal to 0, and then we have square root of x minus square root of 3 all equal to 0. Now when we have this kind of equation, we're going to say this full bracket equals to 0 and this one again equals to 0. So we're going to have x plus square root of 3x plus 3 equals to 0, or square root of x minus square root of 3 equals to 0. Okay, so to solve this one, okay, so what we're going to do here, we can actually solve this one very fast, but this one take a longer process. So this one like this, we're going to have square root of x equal, move this one here, and we have the square root of 3. So we're going to square both sides. When we square both sides, we'll have that our x is 3. So this one is actually very easy to solve. But this one, let's go. We're going to move all the single numbers to the other side. So we have square root of 3x equals, when they come to this side, it becomes minus x minus 3. So what do? We square both sides to be able to remove the square root. So we have 3x here, and then this is minus x minus 3 minus x minus, minus x minus 3. Okay, so we're going to open the bracket. So minus x times minus x will give us x squared, because minus times minus is plus. Minus x times minus 3 will give us plus 3x. Minus 3 minus x will also give us plus 3x. Minus times minus plus 3 times 3, 9. So we're going to have it as 3x squared plus 6x plus 9. We have our 3x here. So now we're going to arrange them again to really look like a quadratic equation. So moving this one here or interchanging them, I prefer having it here at the left hand side. So this one becomes negative 3x plus 9 equals to 0. So this will give us x squared plus 3x plus 9 equal to 0. So coming down here, I'm going to be using the almighty formula to solve this question, because if we use the normal method, you won't get the answer. You can never get the answer. So using our almighty formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where a is 1 here, a is 1, b is 3, and c is 9. So we're going to substitute all of these values in this formula so we can actually solve it. So this will give us minus 3 here, plus or minus square root minus 3. Okay, b is actually a positive 3, so we have it as squared, minus 4 times a is 1 times c is 9 all over 2 times 1. Now this is minus 3 plus or minus, are we there? Square root of 9 minus 36, and we'll multiply all over 2. And this would give us minus 3 plus or minus. So when we subtract, what are we going to get when we subtract? So when you punch your calculator, you should have 27 minus 27 all over 2. Okay, so we're going to also apply sword here. So this will give us minus 3 plus or minus 9 times minus 3 all over 2. Minus 3 plus or minus square root of 9. Let me use dots. The square root of 3 dot the square root of minus 1. So what we have, I'm just going to recap so that we understand what I'm doing. So we have square root of 9, square root of, what makes up minus 3 is minus 1 times 3. So we have square root of 3 and the square root of minus 1, so that we can be able to equate this minus square root of minus 1 as an imaginary number I. So that's why I had to split all of them. So we have this as minus 3 plus or minus square root of 9 will give us 3. Let me make this smaller, so will give us 3, and then this one is still the same as 3, and then this is an imaginary number all over 2. Okay, so we have this one. What we're going to do is, whenever you're solving a quadratic equation, you are definitely going to get you're going to get two answers for that particular variable. Now we have minus 3 plus or minus 3 root 3i all over 2. So to split this, we're going to get, remember we had already x1, we had a value for x. That's the very first value, so we regard it as x1, which is 3 we got. So this will now be x2. So splitting this, we're going to factor out 3. 3 is common here, so we have minus 1 plus or minus root 3i all over 2. So this is what we're going to be using. So we'll say for x2, 3 into bracket minus 1 plus root 3i all over 2, and then our x3 would be 3 into bracket minus 1 minus square root of 3i all over 2. So these are the three values, but we are going to check if we put these values into the question, are we going to have a balanced question or equation? So we're going to find out now. So we already know that if we should impute this thing here, there is no way we're going to get a balanced equation. We put any of this, there is no way. So there's no point bothering. This is not going to fit in. Let's try this one. So putting our x as this, what do we have? Very easy.